everyone, welcome back to Immediate Movie Reactions. I'm here after watching Passenger. This is the 2026 horror movie, scary road trip movie, not the one with Chris Pratt. What was it, 2023 or 20, maybe earlier than that, whatever. I'm kind of rambling here. Before I get too far, again, I please ask if you could like, share, and subscribe and do all that stuff. This movie, what is it about? I'm sure you've never heard of it. I had never really heard of it. I didn't even know it had come out. It is a couple that goes on a road trip, Maddie and her fiance. I don't know what his name is. I think they may have say it once or twice in this film, but it's really inconsequential. Basically what happens is they get on sort of a back road and they pick up a passenger. He is a demon, he is a spirit, he is a ghost that haunts them on their road trip as they're going. And just as a warning, this is sort of a Jesus-y film. Not that it's overly proselytizing or anything, but it's definitely, St. Christopher and Jesus, they're going to save you in the end. I don't think it sort of hammers it home, but it isn't overly religious. It's weird. I do like these sort of movies, and there's a movie that is on Shudder, and I wish I could remember what it's called. I think it was on Netflix as well. That is very, very, very similar, like eerily similar, where there's a car crash, and as they stop to deal with what is going on, a monster starts to stalk them, and that's this. So they are on this road trip, and every time they stop, the monsters, the demon, the spirit is coming back for them. It's this dichotomous law of diminishing returns, because when the monster's not there, it's kind of boring, right? But if the monster is there at first, it's actually pretty tense, and I think there are some good scares. The problem is the more that it's on screen, the less interesting and the less scary it becomes. Whereas by the end of the film, it's all just kind of a joke. I don't think that they had a solid ending. Similar to Smile, which I thought was a really, really good concept and a good movie through most of it, like 95% of it, and then kind of ruins it at the end. I think this is very similar to that. I really hope, and I don't think it's going to because of the way the movie ends, try to become any sort of a franchise or a sequel or anything like that. This should be a one and done. This is a movie that you're going to watch and probably forget about, and maybe in a year or two you're like, hey, do you remember that movie? It was some couple, they were on a road trip and there was like a ghost or something. There are a couple things. If you're new to the channel, this may be the first time you've heard it, or if you watch my videos, then I've said this before. Scary movies, horror movies happen to people who do stupid things, and these people do stupid things all the time. There's at one point where Maddie is crossing a parking lot, and she hears footsteps behind her. And it does that thing where it's going to disorient you and it's going to spin the camera around. And she looks, and then the van is now further away, right? It's another row of parking spots away. Rather than turning around and going back to safety, she continues towards the van, and of course things go bad. And that's the problem, is this movie is just filled with those moments where they are looking in one direction. That the bad guy, the monster, the ghost, the bad thing that is about to happen is in the other direction, and they keep reaching that way. And they just do that over and over and over again. There are a number of unnecessary jump scares. I get it chemically, medically. I know why they do this. They want to keep the tension up, especially in those moments, like I said, where the film does slow down and we don't care quite as much because the monster's not going to be there. So they're going to throw a jumping cat or a semi-truck that blares its horn or whatever it might be. They do those kind of cheap tricks to keep you tense, but unfortunately it just peters out towards the end. It's a fine movie. There's nothing spectacular about it. There are some sort of scary moments. There are some sort of gross moments. It never quite gets as violent or as scary as maybe it wants to be. I think that this is a great horror movie. If this is an early one for you, my son doesn't watch a lot of horror movies. He was fine with this. Yeah, it's fine, right? It's absolutely fine. I'm going to give it a 6 just because there are some good moments. Particularly there's a scene where they're camping out in the woods, and it's a really interesting, I'm not going to give too much away. That's the best part, I think, of the film. Otherwise, it's generally forgettable. So that's a 6 for Passenger. Please like, share, subscribe. I will see you all after the next movie.